So we just wrapped up an exciting DD2 Masters main event. We're getting ready down here on the grid for our next final of the day. It is the Senior Max main event, getting ready to roll. We're down here with off-pole starter Trenton Estep. And Trenton, I got to say, this is an extremely impressive grid. First of all, would you agree?
Oh, yes, for sure.
It's a very impressive grid. But I got to say, out of all these drivers, you have impressed me almost the most, I want to say, because this is your rookie season in Senior Max. You're our reigning U.S. Open Junior Max national champion. You've moved up to Senior Max this year just due to the age change, and you are driving incredibly. Tell me, what's it like moving from junior up to senior at an event like the Florida Winter Tour?
Yeah, it's a really amazing experience being able to drive with all the experienced drivers here, like Jordan Lennox and Kyle Kirkwood, Austin Garrison, all these guys. So it's good to be up at the top. And, it's a good big boost of confidence. So I'm excited.
You're working with Mr. Pedrosa, your tuner, right here behind us. Victor, you want to come up and say anything, or are you just gonna stay back by the car? The kid is driving phenomenal. Come here. I'll tell you what, you guys worked so well together last year winning the U.S. Open Championship, and now you're in senior, a class that you've raced in, you've competed in here at the Florida Winter Tour. What have you been able to relay to Trenton to help him run so well in his rookie season?
Calm down, do what you know how to do. That's it, man.
Calm, just like you are right now. I called your brother Andre Victor on the grid last weekend, so I'm sorry, Andre.
That's okay. We look alike. It's a beard, man.
Best beards in karting, the Pedrosa brothers. But Trenton, phenomenal run all weekend. What's your plan here for the final? You're starting off pole. You're leading a very talented group of drivers down to the green flag. It's going to be a 30-lap feature. What is your strategy to make sure you finish on the podium today?
Just try to stay calm, just hopefully get down to the inside in turn one and see how that goes from there. Be calm, defend, just be myself. Drive.
Be yourself. That's all you should be. Anybody you want to thank for helping you out and getting you to the top, to the front row here this weekend in Ocala?
Yeah, my mom and my dad, all the guys at Kuna USA, my mechanic Victor Pedrosa, and Kevin Glover for the engines.
All right, Trenton Estep, your off-pole starter here in Rollison Performance Group Senior Max. It's going to be a very good race. Keep your eye on this driver. He is starting off-pole in the number 300 Tony Kart. You take a live look at the rest of our starting grid. Kyle Kirkwood. On the track now, completing their out lap, gridding up for their formation lap. It is the Rollison Performance Group Senior Max. Had a good talk down there on the grid with our off-pole starter, Trenton Estep, and then Kirkwood's tuner, who will be on pole, Jonathan Koitek, back in the booth with us for Final Sunday, Chris Wheeler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Tony. I always feel warm and welcome when I join you here high above Ocala Grand Prix, Central Florida's premier bull ring.
I agree. It's a fantastic facility here at Ocala. Chris, we're getting ready for a premier race. Senior Max drivers, this class brought to you by Rollison Performance Group. Trenton Estep, the young rookie, finding himself immersed among the veterans of the category. Kyle Kirkwood, Austin Garrison, Jordan Lennox, Jordan Sherritt, Zach Holden, and more. Our leaders come out of the final corner into the tram lanes. Cameron Egger, what do you say? Let's go racing. Green flag flies, and not a bad start for the rookie. Trenton Estep, he slots right into third place from the off-pole start. He could have fought hard and tried to hang tight, but he does the right thing, in my opinion, and that slot in down to third. He defends against Lennox as they roll through 4. Up front, it's the OGP drivers, Kirkwood and Garrison, bringing him out of the switchbacks down through 6. They'll set sail for the tree turn, corner number 7. Couple karts getting together there in turn number 5, but up front, we are clean and green as Lennox goes to work on Estep. Completing lap number 1 as your leader, pole sitter, Kyle Kirkwood out in front. Estep moves down to defend Lennox. Chris, we are off and rolling here in our RPG Senior Max final.
And no surprise here at all. The Ocala Grand Prix teammates Kirkwood, Garrison, 1-2, starting to try and pull away as Lennox continues to work on Estep. And behind that, you've got Jordan Sherritt and Christian Brooks. So some of the biggest names in North American senior divisional karting up front here early on in Ocala. We got a long way to go, though. It'll be 28 laps still to go when we get to the stripe. So this one's going to be about getting to the end.
It's a good thing the racing is so good here at Ocala Grand Prix, or a 30-lap feature would be less than enjoyable, I think would be fair to say. Kirkwood's got his right hand up in the air. Trouble for our leader. Kirkwood off in the turn 2 chicane. He pulls off with a right hand up in the air. No idea what's going on there. He had just gone purple, a 37.880. Oh, no. Chris, any idea on possibly what could have happened to Kirkwood?
Wow. I mean, I hate to speculate on anything, so I'm going to refrain from doing so. I don't know. I mean, you look around, and I mean, there's not a straight jawline standing at the fence. Everybody in awe here, as Kirkwood has some sort of an issue early on. So I'm just not really sure what that's about. Meanwhile, as we look back up front, Garrison leads it. Lennox and Sherritt were able to get around Estep in turn 4 the same lap that Kirkwood pulled off the racetrack. Sherritt was quickest on the track last time, 37.7. And Tony Laporta, this changes everything.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this totally flips the entire race on its head because, unfortunately, when Kirkwood's out front, Chris, I think it's fair to say that the race usually becomes that for second position. Now you have Austin Garrison up front. Jordan Lennox, now, instead of going up against 2 OGP Giants, he only has 1 to race against. He's got Jordan Sherritt on the Sodi kart right behind him. Estep has fallen out of the top 3 to 4. Then you have Christian Brooks racing for the new Factory US CRG team, CRG Nordum. Talked to his tuner, Caleb Lineski, down on the grid. You know, you got Eddie Tonini, Danny Kasich over there heading up the effort at CRG Nordum, a budding factory team after a bunch of switch-ups with the CRG front office throughout all of 2015. But Brooks running well right now in that 5th position. The rest of the top 10 sees Zach Holden in 6th. Luke Selican, the driver from the Northwest, running in 7th. His tuner, Wes Boswell, very sick, battling head and cold conditions right now to get his driver inside the top 10. Clayman DeMello is your quickest driver in 8th, and then Mazzafaro and Darren Keene coming out of the Orsalon Racing pit will round out your top 10. But a big shakeup here with the loss of pole sitter Kyle Kirkwood. Lennox slowly but surely closing in on Garrison last time by 0.4 of a second. Let's see what it is here. It's going to be less. P1 back to P2. Probably should have refreshed race monitor. Now it's down to 1/10, just under 0.2 of a second. Chris, Lennox starting to eat up Garrison.
Lennox showing a lot of patience, I guess you could say. Got a feeling with 30-lap race, we are still plenty of ways away from seeing the best of what some of these drivers are going to be able to lay down. As Holden working the back of Brooks to the inside here to go to the top 5. And I think what you're going to see here, Tony Laporta, is in the next 8 laps, you'll see some karts come to life. But I still think possibly 8 laps from now, when we're only at 23 to go here, you're still going to need to have a little bit more for the end.
Absolutely. Obviously, in a long feature like this, you're going to see a lot of different setup strategies come into play. But what you're not going to see is any change up at the front between the intensity as Lennox gets around Garrison, gives him a wave as he goes by. Jordan Lennox, he had his crumpets this morning, I'll tell you that. And that go-kart is shined up and looking good. We have an interview We're going to show you later to tell you more about that. But what we don't have an interview on is the story with Kyle Kirkwood and how that has changed everything. Lennox is there to pick up the pieces for the first time at the Florida Winter Tour. He is showing the way to the Ocala Grand Prix drivers. Austin Garrison stares at that bright yellow helmet of Jordan Lennox, but the front four all over each other as Trenton Estep not going away. He's all over Jordan Sherritt's back bumper. You hate to see that. Now, Sherritt's going to get around Austin Garrison down in turn 6. Garrison's going to try to battle back in 7. Can't make it happen. Trenton Estep, though, Chris, he is running right there in 4th. He wants to take a look on the inside of Garrison. No, not close enough. Garrison gets a run on the inside of Sherritt as they come out of the turn 9. Down the front straightaway, Garrison tucks back in line. No, he's going to get help from Estep, and they both get by Jordan Sherritt. So that means that off-pole starter, Trenton Estep, climbs one spot closer to where he began this race. He's up to 3rd, and he's all over Austin Garrison.
So the battle heats up here. Everybody clean and green through 5, heading out of 6. What's this allowed now is Holden, Clement Mello, and even Selican all to be able to close in on this race for 2nd, while Lennox just slow and steady out in front.
Chris, I understand that before I was able to talk to Trenton Estep down on the grid on our broadcast, you also got a chance to talk to Trenton racing out of the Kuna USA pit. You discussed how it was a big start for him, junior max driver moving up to senior max. What did you guys get a chance to talk about before this race began?
Well, I mean, Trenton was obviously a bit nervous. If you know him very well off the racetrack, he strives for perfection in everything he does. And he's so meticulous about everything he touches. And he was very nervous about getting started. And some of the key points that we had to remind him of is just to stay calm, Make sure you keep breathing, stay calm, hit your marks, and do what you do. There's a reason you were going to start 2nd in this race, and that's because you earned that position. And, that's the key here. It's just to remind yourself that, you're not here because of some lucky draw. And so just to go do what you do. And a great young kid, lots of talent. Lots of personality and a long career ahead of him driving race cars. And so it's very cool to see him out here doing this well. He said, man, I look over and I see Kyle Kirkwood, I got a Lennox and a Garrison. I got all these heavy hitters. And I said, well, you'll be all right, kid. Just keep breathing, stay focused, stay calm, and you'll be okay. And here he is in 3rd. Meanwhile, Lennox the lead now, over half a second on Austin Garrison.
Trenton Estep running in that 3rd position. Jordan Sherritt 4th, and then claiming up to P5. Zach Holden holding his own right now in 6th. Luke Selican trying to make his ailing tuner Wes Boswell proud. Christian Brooks runs 8th, Keene 9th, and Darren Keene in 10th. Darren Keene actually gets around Mazzafaro. Mazzafaro down to P10. Matt Solarczyk, representative of Team USA last year in Portugal, runs 11th. Greco 12th, Connor Ford, Nicholas Hornbostel, and Logan Kusin run out your top 15. Then it's Dominguez in 16th, Jesse Krill 17th, Mateo Diaz, a driver out of Texas, 18th, Oviero 19th, and Voloski 20th.
So move there for 4th is Clement Mello, going to get around Sherritt in turn number 1. So Clement Mello moving up. One more spot here as he's trying to close back down, but my eyes must be telling me a little bit of a different story. It looks like Garrison and Estep are starting to close the door on Lennox. Be 16 to go at the stripe.
So that means we're nearing the halfway point. Next time by, that'll be 15 down, 15 to go. These drivers are going to start catching lap traffic. The driver it looks like they're going to run into first should be Jan Leong in the number 311. And the reason that's worth mentioning is all weekend the drivers have been using have been given a blue and yellow flag when they're about to be put a lap down. That's the signal that, hey, basically, there's a race going on behind you and you're not in it. Watch out because here come the leaders. But today, in the main events, because this race has championship implications, you see it right there, a black flag displayed, and Jan Leong pulls off the track perfectly. Chris Egger, our national race director, believes that due to the fact this race has championship implications and world tickets on the line in this main event, he does not want lap traffic interfering with those drivers who are racing for a world final ticket. So what happens? They're shown the black flag, removing them from this race. Jan Leong, the first driver to see it, does a fantastic job moving out of the way. Hopefully we don't see too many drivers getting that black flag as we reach the halfway point here in Senior Max.
So the race for the lead starting to heat up. Last time by, Lennox 37-2, Garrison 37-1, and Estep went purple 37-0. And now Tony Laporta, the top three, all on top of each other as they hit the stripe again.
This is impressive. Garrison and Estep have not faltered here in the mid stage of this race, and you just wonder, this is the mechanical guru side of things, Chris, that you know so much about. At this point, especially after the 5 laps are over and we get inside of 10 to go, it's going to be whose cart is set up for the last shootout to the flag here. And I have no idea. You know, obviously the Burrell is a different cart than the 2 Tony carts chasing him right now, but it's all about who set these carts up, tire pressures, all that stuff is going to come into play here as we come down to see 13 to go. This last 10 laps. Let's look at the gap here. Garrison lays down his best lap last time by. He improves again to a 37.109. Lennox was a 37.117. So Garrison is quicker by very little, but he is quicker. A 37.1 for Lennox, a 37.1 for Garrison, and a 37.1. Wow, look at those laps, Chris. It's a 37.109 for Garrison, a 37.108 for Trenton Estep. That is 1/1000th of a second quicker. All these top three are running incredibly close lap times right now.
You can see it by the way they're driving, right on top of each other. None of them putting a wheel wrong. You talk about the mechanical aspect. Not going to lie, it's been so long since I've worked on anything but a Tony kart. It's not fair for me to assess a different product line. But I can tell you one strong thing I love about the Tony karts under the Kuna USA tent. Oh, Lennox misses the corner. Lennox misses the corner. Garrison gets around, then gets pushed back out. Garrison off the racetrack. Estep on his bumper. Here comes DeMello. Turn number 7, Estep to the bottom, and he's over the back of him, back underneath. Back row, and here comes Sheraton Holden now. 2 wide, 3 wide into the showcase corner. Holden's going to pick up his teammate Estep, give him a little push.
This is huge.
And what a shake up that lap. 3, 4 wide, Sheraton to the bottom of Holden in 1.
It all started when Jordan Lennox missed the entry into turn 4 1 lap ago, and it's been on since then. You saw Trenton Estep make a slight bit of contact with Lennox heading into the tree turn, corner number 7, and we have a completely different race now. Canadian Zachary Clayman DeMello on the Intrepid showing the way. Then it's Great Britain's Jordan Lennox in second, Floridian Austin Garrison in third, and then Texan Trenton Estep rounding out the top 4. Here they come with 10 laps to go.
So slide Job City last time by for these drivers in Max Senior. Now they've settled in, trying to find their rhythm. And who's going to be able to mount the attack here, Tony Laporta?
I don't know. This has been impressive. I can't count against Jordan Lennox. Clayman DeMello, a very strong driver, an Indy Lights competitor in the Mazda Road to Indy, coming back down to karting to stay in shape and prepare for the upcoming IndyCar season. But I'll tell you what, he's got a bunch of veterans right behind him. Lennox in that bright yellow helmet is going to keep coming strong. The best thing is about that shakeup, Chris, nobody got any damage on their car. They all just got shook up a little bit, and we are set up for an exciting shootout to the finish here. 9 laps to go. Let's look at the gap. Clayman DeMello, 0.2 of a second in front of Lennox. The lap times, 37.3 for Clayman, 37.2 for Lennox, 37.2 for Garrison, and 37.2 for Estep. So what that means, second, third, and fourth are all quicker than your leader. They're going to catch right back up to each other right about now.
So Lennox now to the back bumper, Clayman DeMello. The Intrepid cart leading the way over the Bureau. Then it'll be a Tony cart, Sodi, Tony. Now to turn number 7. DeMello parks it in the corner, gets a decent exit shot as he checks up second place. Jordan Lennox now through the showcase corner. 8 laps remaining. At the stripe, down the front stretch they come into turn number 1.
Lennox able to close the gap on Zachary Clayman. Now it's 0.1 of a second as he stalks Clayman DeMello through turn 2. Now into the switchbacks. When does Lennox make the move? He's not close enough. Not yet. Not here. He's about a half a cart length back as they come through 4, now into the right-hander 5. But Lennox needs to be careful. He's in the hot seat. Not only is he chasing down Clayman, but he's got Garrison and Trenton Estep right behind him. Chris, I continue to be so impressed with how Trenton Estep runs. Estep to the inside in turn 9 on Garrison. He's on the podium in third.
So Estep gets around Garrison. Now they're going to head to turn number 1. They're going to have to try and work together here to be able to catch Clayman DeMello and Jordan Lennox as their leaders now through turn number 3. Lennox looking like he's going to go to the bottom. Nothing there. Settles back into line through 4. Now to 5. All over the back bumper of the Intrepid machine. 6 at the left-hander. Nice and easy corner. Now to the braking zone at 7. the bump. Lennox kind of missed his marks again. The start of this lap, when Estep made that pass, it was a 12-cart advantage. Now it's maybe 6 if you're lucky. Down the front straightaway they come.
The lead 1/10 of a second. Lennox all over. That engine so good. Down the long front straightaway here at Ocala Grand Prix. He's got a good run through 3. This might be a shot as they head to 4. Does he take a look? No, still not close enough. Trenton Estep with a big move on Austin Garrison 2 laps ago, heading into turn number 9. If the checkered flag flew right now, Trenton Estep would stand on the podium in only his second Senior Max race at the International Florida Winter Tour. But the good news is, Chris, the checkered flag isn't about to fly. We're going to have 5 to go when they get to the line. Clayman, the gap, 0.175 last time by. Let's see what Lennox can do here. It's 0.144. Lennox not letting off at all. The lap times, a 37.3 for Lennox, a 37.4 for Clayman. Into the switchbacks they go again. Clayman is driving a great race right now, Chris. He's doing a good job up front with pressure from Lennox behind.
Zachary Clayman-DeMello has the power right at the perfect points of the racetrack. He gets a good exit shot here off of 7, as now Estep has totally engaged with Lennox. So DeMello just fast enough to keep him behind in the pass zones as they come down the front straightaway. 4 laps to go, 0.1. That time by 37.4 for Clayman-DeMello, 37.4 for Lennox, 37.2 for Trenton Estep. And the young man out of Texas. Here goes Lennox. 3 wide in turn number 4.
Estep picks up the pieces, slipping under both of them, and gets the lead.
So Trenton Estep to the lead, +6 and leaving over Clayman-DeMello, now turn number 7. The young man out of Texas, nerves of steel on that one, now to the showcase corner.
What a huge move by Jordan Lennox to make an attempt at the pass. He makes contact with Clayman, and Estep is calm, cool, and collected, picks up the pieces in turn 4. He's your new leader.
So Estep now through turn number 2. The left-hander at turn number 3. Goosebumps in the broadcast booth to the left-hander at 4. Estep not looking back. The race for second still not over. Lennox still trying to get around Clayman-DeMello. Then he's got Garrison and Darren Keene all over their bumpers now. Through 7 one more time. They're going to come to the dual sticks this time. Turn number 8 now. The sweeper at 9. Off the final corner, 2 flags in the air, 2 laps to go. Quick look over the shoulder for your leader, Trenton Estep. Through turn number 1. Now to 2. Left-hander at 3.
Lennox gets underneath Clayman-DeMello in turn 4. Clayman-DeMello now on the last stop on the podium. Lennox up to P2, but watch out, he's got Garrison right behind him as these drivers are all fighting for second. The Kuna USA driver, your Junior Max champion and Senior Max rookie, coming into the final corner. He's going to see the white flag flying. We still have a great battle for second. Clayman gets around. He's going to bring Garrison with him. White flag in the air. Lennox and Garrison are going to make contact. Garrison picks up 30, makes contact with Clayman. Garrison into P2, and is that Darren Keene he brings with him? Yes, it is, Chris. Half of a lap to go.
So Darren Keene moves to third with Austin Garrison. Lennox to the bottom of DeMello. Here comes Holden over the top of Lennox. So DeMello and Lennox end up crashing with each other. Holden and Sherritt going to come through to 4th and 5th. Brooks in 6th. Brooks is going to smash off the back of Holden in turn number 7. Meanwhile, the checkered flags. Here comes Trenton Estep.
He pumps his fists in the air, and he is so happy. And so is everyone at Kuna USA. The Senior Max rookie wins it in his second trip out in Senior Max. How about that, folks? Are you not entertained? Jordan Lennox makes a move on Clayman-DeMello with 3 to go. Mike Marini, your driver, just won in Senior Max. That was amazing. That was a great race. Welcome to the Florida Winter Tour, ladies and gentlemen. That was phenomenal. You know what I'm going to do? Carl, I'm going down trackside to get Trenton Estep for an interview. Someone at that scale line tell Trenton we're talking to him. So I normally don't like to do back-to-back interviews with drivers because usually they're just not that exciting, but we've got one that is absolutely needed to be interviewed back-to-back times. Trenton Estep, I stood with you right here about 12 minutes ago, or 15 or 20 or whatever, we were talking about starting on the off-pole position for this Senior Max race. The big thing I talked about was it was your second race in Senior Max. You're a Junior Max driver who got bumped up to Senior Max. We were talking about how big of a deal it would be to finish on the podium. Okay, well, I just saw one of the most exciting races at a kart track I've ever seen, and you're the dude who crossed the finish line first. Tell me about how that race unfolded for you.
Man, it was unbelievable. I fell back a little bit at the start, but then managed to keep a level head and just, like I said, calm down before the race. Was able to just do me. And I saw that Lennox's mechanic signaled for Lennox to pass, and Clayman DeMello went last minute to defend, and they both got together, and I was just able to go down the inside and make the pass for the lead. And then Clayman DeMello and then Lennox and Garrison started to fight, and that allowed me to pull away.
Now, the big story of that race, at the start of it at least, was the loss of Kyle Kirkwood. I mean, it was like lap 2 or 3 that he went out. When you saw that happen, what went through your mind?
Nothing really changed. I just tried to keep a level head and, just calm down and be myself.
What's it like battling with guys like Jordan Lennox and Zachary Clayman DeMello and Austin Garrison and all the veterans of Senior Max, easily one of the most competitive fields here at the Florida Winter Tour? You're not only battling with them, but at one point coming out of turn 4, you were 3 wide on the inside. That's where you got the lead and never looked back.
Yeah. These guys are unbelievable. It's definitely a different breed coming from junior, so it's great to learn how they drive different from junior, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
You should be, Trent Estep. Phenomenal run, my friend. Great job. We can't wait to see you at podiums later today, Trent. Best job today.
Thank you so much.
Trent Estep, your Senior Max Round 2 race winner. We're down here on the grid getting ready for our Mini Max drivers. I'm going to poke around really quick.